Oh man, as my good old buddy Adam would do. Man, I
It's
I
not
am
Adam.
in such a good mood. I know you are, Darwish. Everyone else is. Like majority of people are. After what just with the news that broke yesterday, man, I am in such a good mood. I am, and I'm honestly even speechless as well. I don't even know what to say and think.
The news, it really came out of
Oh man, oh man. The Friday, July 22nd of 2022 will forever, Darwish, be the day that it's going to be remembered forever in history. This is the greatest day in WWE history. Vince McMahon. I never thought it would ever happen, man. Never ever in our lifetimes we would never ever in our lifetimes would we have ever thought that this would even happen or even be possible. Vince McMahon retires from WWE, steps down as the chairman and CEO. He stepped down from all of his duties, stepped down from the creative department as well. Majority owner now, yes, of the shareholder, but the creative, but like WWE, it's like they're making more money than ever. I don't care how much money they're making. They're making more money than ever before now. That should be the least of their concerns. The creative part, like money, they'll be fine and they'll never go out of business. The creative part is all we're concerned about. So he may be a majority shareholder now, but he stepped down from all of his duties in World Wrestling Entertainment. He even stepped down from creative and the boss, the chairman, and Stephanie McMahon is now the new boss. Vince McMahon's daughter, Stephanie McMahon, is now the new boss of WWE, the new CEO, the new chairwoman of the board. Stephanie McMahon takes over WWE along with her husband, Triple H.
Mhm. Yeah,
I words can't describe how happy I am, and I'm just man, change is coming, Darwish. Change is coming. Now it's not going to be overnight. Trust me on that, Mark. Believe me on that. Change will not happen overnight, but it'll come. It will get there. Oh man, Darwish, bro. What are your thoughts on Vince McMahon retiring? What do you have to say for this right now before we start to talk about Vince McMahon retiring and Stephanie McMahon taking over along with Triple H and etc. Floor is yours, bro.
it really came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it to come out of nowhere randomly in the summer. But first of all, yeah, he did run the company terribly since about 2014, around that time. Shows started declining and stuff, but at the end, yes, now the shows will get better, but at the end of the day, Vince is still a legend, so you have to tell him thank you
Yeah.
for everything he did from the 90s and beating WCW and all that, but it was time to go. I wish him all the best. I mean, at the end, he's nearing 80 years old, so you have to wish someone that age all the best in his future. But
Retired
yeah,
at
now things will
77.
get better. But also, not just Vince, Bruce has to go as well. I think he will go, but not now.
Believe me, Darwish, Bruce Pritchard's not safe. He is legit hanging by a thread. He is in such desperation mode now. You don't even know. I mean, he's still there creative, but he won't be there for long. Believe me, he ain't safe.
I don't.
Along with Kevin Dunn, they're not safe at all. Now with Stephanie in charge.
Triple H is talent relations now. Uh, s- I don't know who Stephanie will pick to run the company. I hope it's somebody good.
For creative
And
part,
I do think Bruce will leave. And I hope
oh, he
whoever
will.
Stephanie
Give it till the end of the year. He'll be gone.
I hope Stephanie picks somebody well to run the company. I still think we're still gonna see some bad shows here and there since Bruce is still there. But if Triple H, as head of tax relations, can bring in some maybe AEW stars in the future,
Yeah. And there's a
maybe
lot, and there's some AEW contracts coming up at the end of this year and later and early and next year too. Kenny Omega's got a contract coming up next February, if you believe it. I don't
maybe
know.
someone like an MJF can go there. I don't know. Brian
His
Cage.
contract runs out in 2024.
Yeah, but if WWE offer him high money, who says no? And maybe some
Yeah.
stars who recently released with budget cuts can come back now since Triple
Karrion
H is
Kross, Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai, Dexter Loomis, Candice LeRae, who left, Johnny Gargano, who left. They could come back. Karrion Kross, I think I said already, with Scarlett, Keith Lee, whenever his AEW contract is up, Aleister Black, Adam Cole, Ruby
I
Riott,
think
Andrade, Buddy Murphy, when their AEW contracts run out. You don't think Triple
because
H will be on the phone with them? Oh, he will. He will.
uh, a few of the names I do think will come back, but not all of them because Tony Khan will
Nah.
not let all of them leave. I think he will
Yeah,
offer
I
them new
mean,
contracts.
yeah, and I mean, and Triple H is nothing like Vince. He knows that AEW's legit competition. I'm
Yeah,
even like when like later on, like I could probably see AEW and WWE do a Forbidden Door like pay per
they
view
will. They
like
will.
New Japan and AEW though. And it's not gonna happen right now, but maybe later on. But however, change won't happen overnight. I mean, don't really jump the gun. But this is the right move that Vince has stepped down.
Who says John Moxley can't come back? I don't know at
Yeah,
this point. Anything can happen
Chris
with this move.
Jericho, Daniel Bryan going back, Daniel Bryan / Bryan Danielson.
I don't see
Um,
Jericho back, honestly. I do think he didn't he leave on bad terms back then.
who Bryan?
No, Jericho.
Oh, yeah, Jericho. Yeah, yeah, Jericho. I could see him going back when the time's right.
Maybe, but I think Jericho now is committed to AEW and putting stars over as he's been doing. I don't see him leaving anytime soon.
No,
If I
definitely
was
not. Definitely not
names,
anytime soon. He's still under contract, anyways. And
MJF,
who knows if he's gonna sign a new deal
Car
in 2024? Who knows at this point?
I think Karrion Cross, who I don't know where he is now. I think he's a free agent, right? I don't know where he is.
He's not
Where is
signed
he?
to any big promotion like AEW at all. He's still on like the local Northeast, like indies, like local indies, like not major company at all. He's still floating around there along with Scarlett, Tegan Knox, I'm sure, Dakota Kai. Johnny Gargano's not signed with
I think
any promotion at all.
Karrion and
I
Scott
think with Candice
were
LeRae,
that move. I think they'll come back. I think these two will come back.
who Karrion Kross and
Yeah,
Scarlett. Oh yeah.
100%.
Like look what they did to Karrion Kross last July when his first night on Raw. He fought Jeff Hardy and lost clean when Kross was NXT champion. When Jeff Hardy came back to No More Words theme song, that was terrible. And the way they took Scarlett away from him, they put him in a mask and a skirt, and suspenders. It was terrible.
Also, there were stars from NXT back when Triple H was still running it
Yeah,
that
before
were
it would change to 2.0.
that were called up to the main roster way too early and got buried and eventually got released. There are names like EC3 that can come back, who's not doing anything now. He
Yeah,
was someone I wanted to
so
see
many
in a
other
chance.
guys too.
Someone EC3,
Gosh.
many, and who else? Johnny Gargano, I think will come back.
Yeah,
Tegan Knox will.
Gargano's a free agent though. I know he's a father right now along with his wife Candice LeRae, but Gargano's not signed anywhere at all. Same thing with his wife Candice.
I think
They could go
Gargano
back.
will.
Johnny after with Vince stepping down, Johnny I could probably see going back.
Uh,
Johnny
I
Gargano
think
to be
he
specific.
was. I think Johnny was due to an AEW debut, but not sure when. But with Vince leaving, going back to WWE wouldn't be a bad
I
idea.
mean, it was speculated that Johnny Gargano would go to AEW, but now with Vince officially gone, you don't think Triple H will be on the phone with him? You don't
Oh,
think
he
he'll be
will.
on the phone with Johnny Gargano? Oh, believe me, he will be calling him up. Believe me.
Oh, he will. Um, you can rename DIY. Why not?
Yeah, Champ. Yeah, you could send Ciampa back down to NXT. Ciampa could finally, or even not, or not, or even this. Ciampa, now with Vince gone, Ciampa could finally now. I know change won't happen overnight, but it'll come. Just gonna give it time. But with Vince gone, Ciampa could finally be now on Raw, placed in a better position where he's at right now instead of being paired with the fucking Miz. He could be actually a legit main eventer now on Raw. It's possible.
Obviously. And you can see now stars that have been caring for so long all of a sudden become world champions.
People that have been so underutilized for months: Mustafa Ali, Dominic Dijakovic, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, who's so underrated. So many other guys. Pete Dunne he could have this Pete Dunne name again and get rid of the Butch name. We could have so many possibilities. We could see Nikki Cross drop the ASH character and go back to NXT Nikki Cross, like she was in NXT. We could see Io Shirai considering signing a new deal with WWE and getting called up to Raw or SmackDown because she's got a contract coming next month.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks and Naomi, the big one. John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon are the reason why Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of Raw about 2 months ago. And now Vince and Laurinaitis are gone. Sasha Banks and Naomi, them going back now to WWE, now it's possible.
The main reason
I don't know what Sasha wants to do. Same thing with Naomi, especially Sasha. I don't know what they want to do, but them now going back to WWE, now it's a possibility. Now that Vince and John Laurinaitis are out of the picture now.
Sasha loves Papa H, so I wouldn't be surprised if she does come back. So does Naomi. And I don't think Naomi wants
to love Sasha.
I think Naomi is a big factor of saying is one of the Usos. She's married to one of them, so she might. Yeah, Jimmy. So I think since Sasha has always had a good relationship with Triple H, who says that she doesn't stay and then eventually get pushed and have a proper women's title run.
And probably possibly be the face of the women's division on whichever show she's on.
She should have been the face instead of Charlotte this whole time. Since 2016. She should have been the face.
Now, Charlotte may get jealous and she may walk out like Brock did before he came back last night on SmackDown. But if Charlotte wants to, but if that's the case, and if that's the case, then it's like you got to drain the swamp. Charlotte Flair wants to have a bad attitude like Brock did yesterday before he came back. If that's that, then you got to drain the swamp.
She's not a bad performer, but
she's not. No, she's very athletic, but she's very overrated.
Yeah, if she was
and very selfish.
With Triple H now, like possibly having a say, if she's willing to take a step down and put over others and not have many title reigns and make others look better, then that's where I'll respect her.
Yeah, well, it's possible. Just like I said, Io Shirai, she's got a contract coming up, and she said her goal when she came to WWE was to get called up to Raw or SmackDown. And even with NXT call-ups going to Raw or SmackDown to the main roster, now it's like not much of a worry. Whereas before Vince retired, like you're successful in NXT, but then when you go to Raw or SmackDown, your career gets ruined and you get buried. Now with Vince gone, that can change that.
Exactly.
Look at guys like Cameron Grimes, Braun Breaker, current NXT champion, Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, JD McDonough, the former Jordan Devlin, Nathan Frazier. We could see Gunther / Walter get pushed as a higher position now. Obviously. Even though he's currently Intercontinental Champion. We could see Shinsuke Nakamura finally as a properly booked main eventer. We could see Bobby Roode back to his glorious gimmick and be booked again like he was in NXT when he was NXT champion. Roderick Strong wanting to leave all this time, he may change his mind now.
Exactly.
The possibilities are so endless. Now with Vince retiring, what could this mean? We just mentioned, the guys and girls on Raw and SmackDown that are being so underutilized and poorly treated right now, we could finally see them now getting pushed right. I mean, a lot of them, but we could see that. A lot of the guys and girls in the locker room on Raw and SmackDown both they're not treated the right way right now. We could finally see them get treated better. Championships could finally mean something again. Wins and losses could matter again.
Red card championships. These need to be developed, and
Like wins and losses should really matter. I know the Road Dog says, "Oh, wins and losses don't matter." No, they do matter.
they
They do
do.
matter.
I like Raw Dog, but that's not true.
Yeah. I mean, I respect Road Dogg, and I know he got fired at the beginning of this year, but he even said something about I forget what he said. He said something about Wardlow called the TNT title the jabroni title and said AEW is nothing but a glorified indie fest or whatever indie show with 9 different camera cuts. I'm sorry. Have you watched Kevin Dunn and his 29, 39 different camera cuts, Mr. Road Dogg?
He'll be gone soon, definitely.
He was fired at. He was budget cut or released at the beginning of this year. But I respect Road Dogg. I do. Don't get me wrong. But after reading that, makes me makes me glad he got fired at the beginning of this year because because the guy is nothing but a kiss ass and a yes man and a shill. Road Dogg's nothing but a shill and a yes man. Look what he did on SmackDown Live in 2017.
Yeah, that was terrible.
When they were really bad, when Jinder Mahal was WWE champion, that was god awful.
Yeah. And remember 2016 SmackDown? Oh my God.
Yeah, 2016, late 2016 SmackDown Live was so good, Darwish. It reminded me of like Black and Gold NXT, and I remember Ryan Ward came from NXT at the time, and he was the lead writer for SmackDown. You had Ryan Ward, Daniel Bryan, you had Shane McMahon.
They were putting on
Triple H
good
had
shows
some say in there too, I would believe.
Triple H what?
Probably Triple H had a little say in it because SmackDown in 2016 was booked like if it was NXT and on Black and Gold.
Well, when Jinder Mahal became champion, that's where the show got killed eventually.
Yeah, when Jinder won the WWE title at Backlash 2017. Yeah. But
so now it's gone. Who do you think is on the company?
Yeah. But yeah, Vince gone. I never ever thought this would happen. I honestly thought he would have. I thought it's like he would have been there still in WWE until his last breath or until he died in the chair. I thought he would never ever retire or step down. I think his mother lived to be 101 or something.
Who? Vince?
Vince McMahon's mother.
Yeah. I wish him all this in his private life, but as a runner of the company, I had to go.
I will. Listen, I respect for everything that Vince has done for this company.
Mm-hmm.
Without Vince McMahon, there is no WWE. Without Vince McMahon, there's no Tony Khan or AEW. Like without Vince McMahon, there's no Attitude Era, no Hulkamania 80s era with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, you name it. Without Vince McMahon, there's no Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels rivalry. Without Vince McMahon, there's no Attitude Era, no Austin McMahon rivalry in the late 90s. Without Vince McMahon, there's no Ruthless Aggression era. Without Vince McMahon, there's none of that. So I respect Vince McMahon for everything that he's done. And even in the 90s when WCW tried to put WWF at the time out of business, and Vince McMahon did the Attitude Era stuff, and Monday Night Raw beat Monday Nitro and the Monday Night Wars and the Attitude Era, and Vince took us through times where where everyone thought no one would survive. It's like this would be it. But Vince gave us great content with the Attitude Era. So I respect the hell out of Vince for everything he's done, but it was time for him to go.
When you hit the age of 70, your mentality starts to think differently, and I think as the more he stayed, the more he started aging, the worse the product was gonna get. Because you need someone like Triple H, who's I don't know how, I think he's just above 50 or he's 50.
Yeah, he's 50, and Triple H is young. He knows what the fans want. He has his finger on the pulse of the fans.
Exactly. That's my point. I think
He's not.
Vince.
He's nothing like Vince. He actually like Vince doesn't care about us and the fans. Triple H actually does care about us and the fans. He knows what the fans want to see. He just gets it. He's in tune with what's in wrestling right now. Triple H just fucking gets it. Look what he did with Black and Gold with NXT, and he knows around in the Indies. He knows what's going on in the Indies and in AEW. You know, I understand some people don't like Triple H with the politics he did and the golden shovel he had, and he was trying to bury people, like the story with him and Booker T at WrestleMania 19 and the other bad stuff Triple H did years ago. I understand that, but come on, man, let bygones be bygones, man.
Exactly.
Triple H does care.
With
He's not
him
selfish.
when he's
He's
7
in
years
it
young.
for us, and he's very selfless. Look at the guys he's put over: Jeff Hardy, Daniel Bryan, The Shield, Ultimate Warrior. This man put Undertaker over clean 3 times at WrestleMania, 3 times, where he didn't even have to do that, but he did.
Mm.
Triple H cares. He cares about every single one of us, and you know he's in it for the fans. He's nothing like Vince, not in the slightest. Vince is selfish and is only in it for the money. Triple H is nothing like that whatsoever. There's a reason why
Triple
some
H,
people call Triple H Papa H. You have a problem, if you have an issue, you need someone to talk to, you go right to Triple H, and it's like you have a problem, come talk to him.
he's also, but at the same time, he just came back
Mia Yim
from.
even said, I think on Twitter not long ago, Mia Yim even said it too about Triple H. Like, you have a problem, you need someone to talk to, you need help, you come talk to him.
He's at the same time, he just came back from a heart issue, so
Yeah, he almost lost his life last year.
I don't think he's gonna run the company just yet. I don't know who to give it to, but for
I don't
now,
think his heart can handle it right now. He just came back, so I don't expect him to do it right now. And I'm
who do you
sure
think
his wife Stephanie McMahon is well aware of that.
who do you think it's gonna be to run the company now?
Well, with Stephanie McMahon being the new CEO and Nick Khan's also a co-CEO with Stephanie McMahon, and some people, Nick Khan, nothing's changing. You do realize Stephanie is the actual higher boss, chairwoman. Like Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon may be both co-CEOs, but the chairwoman is Stephanie McMahon. So Stephanie's the real boss now.
Nick
But
Khan was pretty good when Vince was there because he was the one sending the budget cut. Like if someone's getting released, he lets them know.
you think he was the whistleblower?
I think he was the one behind the budget cuts.
Oh yeah, the budget. Oh yeah. But with Stephanie McMahon now the boss and Nick Khan wants to try and budget cut, you think you think Stephanie's gonna let him get away with that? I don't think so.
No, I think we're gonna see. I think we're only gonna see. I think now
I
we're
think
only
I
gonna
think
see.
with Nick Khan he's better off in the business side. Stephanie in charge of creative, but like the creative lead writer.
I,
I
I
would
never
say
hated.
Triple H when the time is right, but for now, or maybe in a while, I would say Paul Heyman.
I did you see I said that on Twitter. I said my dream. It's a dream. Triple H as the CEO and Paul Heyman as creator. That's my dream.
Yeah. Yep.
But for now, I don't.
Stephanie, and I heard Stephanie McMahon and Triple H do like Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Remember when we were seeing when he was apparently the creative of Raw, we were seeing Apollo Crews on TV and many others.
Yeah. Remember when Paul Heyman was the executive director on Raw? He gave Apollo Crews a brief opportunity before Heyman was used as the scapegoat, just like Eric Bischoff was used as a scapegoat.
Exactly. We were
Like
seeing
the
many
opportunities he gave to Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre, Andrade when he was U.S. champion, Buddy Murphy as well, the authors of Pain, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, so many others, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, Shayna Baszler when she was called up when she was biting Becky Lynch. Remember that?
Yep. And then he was removed.
Yeah.
Not.
Because Heyman, just like Bischoff, were both used as a scapegoat. When things would go wrong, Heyman and Bischoff both ended up getting the blame because it's like Vince, we all knew he ran Raw and SmackDown, so he put Heyman and Bischoff in those roles in those roles of executive director for Raw and SmackDown. Vince only did that because he wanted to take the heat off himself, and he wanted to use Heyman and Bischoff both as a scapegoat, and so they end up getting the blame when things don't go right. Meanwhile, I would trust Paul Heyman 24/7, 7 days out of the week. Some people, Heyman can't be trusted, he's a liar. Heyman is nothing like that. He's actually a very good writer, and he is a genius.
He is. He has a very good record of pushing talent.
He's absolutely nothing like Vince, and he believes in talent. He knows talent. Triple H knows talent, Stephanie McMahon knows talent, and Paul Heyman knows talent.
Someone else I would trust with talent and seeing talent is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels. He also another guy that sees talent. Though some people still think Shawn Michaels is running NXT. No, he's not.
No, I was gonna get to that. I think now, because NXT was obviously run by Bruce, I think
with the 2.0 Nickelodeon bullshit, like just signing NIL athletes, no more indie midgets, quote unquote, like completely killing Triple H's vision of NXT Black and Gold with this 2.0 Fruit Loop crap, like, removing Triple H from power and him not being in charge anymore, NXT taken away from him. Like, that's what happens. Like, some people think that Shawn Michaels is running NXT, like, before Vince stepped down. No, Shawn was merely a puppet for Bruce.
I was gonna get to that. I think
sorry. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk about that and let you have the floor for that.
I said everyone thought that Shawn was running NXT. No, he wasn't. But I think now with Bruce being gone soon, I think they should give Shawn Michaels like almost full control of NXT and see what he can do as if he's giving freedom to run the show.
If you give Shawn the freedom, I do think that the show would be. I do think the show would be in good hands in the hands of Shawn Michaels. I truly believe that.
You give Shawn
I've even heard a story that Shawn, like the people in NXT UK do, and the people in NXT UK do like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I think he should be given a chance to run the show by himself.
Yeah.
With his own writing team. And I think if you give Shawn control of NXT, you give Paul Heyman control of Raw and SmackDown, with Triple H having the final say on everything. The final, like when they write the script, you deliver it to Triple H. If Triple H approves, you put it on the show. I think that would make the show better for both NXT and Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, and Triple H, Triple H won't rip up the script like a billion times like Vince would. Remember that with Raw an hour before the show, Vince would write up the script a bunch of times and he'd rewrite the show by himself. Adam and I would talk about that every time we did the Raw review together on my channel.
I find because every time before a Monday or Friday, I read Vince McMahon ripped up the script on Ringside News every week. This is a Ringside News report every week.
Yeah. Oh man, but Vince McMahon gone. You do realize Vince's yes men are now they're not safe and they're in trouble. Bruce Pritchard, Ed Koskey, John Laurinaitis. Triple H replaced John Laurinaitis in the EVP role of Talent Relations, Executive Vice President role of Talent Relations. John Laurinaitis given that spot last February in 2021. Then the allegations with Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis with the hush money scandal. John Laurinaitis pretty much used as a fall guy as well, and Laurinaitis on administrative leave, and Bruce Pritchard temporarily taking over that role, only to be replaced by Triple H. So Triple H replaced not only Bruce Pritchard, but also John Laurinaitis in the role of Executive Vice President of Talent Relations. So you know what this means with Mr. Laurinaitis. He is as good as fired. Good riddance, Mr. John Laurinaitis.
I think Stephanie now.
I listen to the people. They love me for it.
But now,
John Laurinaitis is pretty much fired. He's gone.
Go. I don't care how long is the contract of Bruce or whoever, just give them the termination papers now, because I expect to see full change after. I think SummerSlam is going to be a good show in terms of wrestling, but the build has been awful. I expect to see I want to see better shows after SummerSlam. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably start to see the actual real change probably either at the end of this year, December this year. If not that, then definitely the beginning, like January of next year, going into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because change is not going to happen overnight, and it's going to take time, but it will get there.
I do think SummerSlam in about a week, just about a week. I think it's gonna be a good show in terms of in ring, but the build has been terrible, terrible.
Yeah. A bunch of rematches on the show, Lesnar and Reigns, and we'll talk about Lesnar in a a bit, actually.
And there's one
That's a
thing I
rematch
want to
from
see.
WrestleMania.
Long,
We got Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. It's a rematch. Street Profits Usos rematch.
I don't want to because I want to see tag team wrestling feel valued again. Because look at AEW and compared to WWE in tag team.
Yeah, AEW actually cares about their tag team division. I mean, look at like the tag matches we've got as of late. Look at Young Bucks. Like the past year. Look at Young Bucks and Lucha Bros from All Out last year. Look at Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks and like them battling the Young Bucks and Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and
Dax
Swerve
Harwood
Strickland.
himself, Dax himself is a candidate for wrestling for Wrestler of the Year.
Look at the FTR promo from this past Wednesday on Dynamite Fighter Fest Week 2, the passionate promo that FTR both cut.
I do think that HH Triple H should scout tag teams from outside and bring them in. Like you could bring in somebody that's not really known and turn them into stars. Like that's what they should do because there's no.
Even with some contracts coming up for free agents now, I also heard Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, who were recently with Impact Wrestling. Their contracts with Impact Wrestling recently expired, so now they're free agents. Maybe Stephanie McMahon
I would
Triple
take
H
them
break
back,
them up.
but I don't. I would take them back. No doubt, they are two good professionals.
Yeah, it's possible they could go to WWE and be put with AJ Styles and be booked better than the way they should have years ago. We could see Bray Wyatt going back. We could see Braun Strowman going back.
How? What if they bring back Wyatt and give and Triple H or Paul Heyman or whoever's gonna be creative writer gives him full control of his character and lets him do what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. It just that the possibilities are so freaking endless, Darwish. Like tag team wrestling could finally matter now on the main roster. Championships meaning something, wins and losses
Long-term booking,
mattering.
like what
Storylines making sense too.
what happened last week will matter next week. What happened next week will matter the week after.
Yeah, it's very true. Storylines possibly making sense now. Like no, not like rematches not being so much of a thing. Matches that actually like make sense. Like people put in the right roles, not just with the
I
wrestlers on television, but backstage, not walking on eggshells environment.
And now what I expect is when it comes to terminations, I only expect someone to be released if that performer wants his release for whatever reason, or like I don't want to see anyone just randomly released out of nowhere. Like I open Twitter, I see somebody released, I'm like, why? I only want to see someone walk out or released if they ask for it by themselves. Because now with Triple H there, I don't see anyone being on bad terms with him or because he gives the wrestler what he wants. He knows what's best. So I only expect someone to leave if that person really wanted to leave for whatever reason, for example.
Yeah. And if someone does want to leave, I'm sure Triple H and Stephanie McMahon would have no issue with that. I'm sure that's no
Yeah,
hard feelings, no grudge.
I
It's
don't,
like no fighting them
I
whatsoever.
don't
It's
expect them
if
to
you want to go somewhere like that, that's like go right ahead.
like, for example,
He's not. They're not somebody. They're Stephanie and Triple H are not somebody that are going to hold someone hostage from going somewhere else. They're not
mm,
like Vince at all with that.
so what I'm trying to say is that, for example, look at the Sasha and Naomi situation. They left because I think they were unhappy with the way they were being booked, right? I think that's the main reason.
Yeah, and then they walked out, and John Laurinaitis and
Yeah.
Vince McMahon. They're the reason why Sasha Banks and Naomi left. They were being dissed by both Vince and Laurinaitis, and they dropped the women's tag team titles in front of Laurinaitis in his office, and they walked right out. because
Exactly.
they were being dissed by Vince and Laurinaitis, and yet
And
Vince and Laurinaitis had the balls to call Sasha Banks and Naomi unprofessional. Sasha Banks and
I
Naomi, I
don't.
wonder how they're feeling right now. They continue. Sasha and Banks and Naomi, they just, they, you know what this proves, that Sasha Banks and Naomi at the end of the day they were right. Sasha and Naomi were right. They were
I
proved
also,
they were proven right
I also
about Vince
that
and Laurinaitis.
Sasha has a post WWE appearance coming up. I don't know where. I just saw it online.
Yeah, and she's got a bunch. I think she's got even more than that for the rest of this year. I think, and they didn't. And there's reports that Sasha's released. I don't think people saying she's reported released or reported that she's released. I don't think she's. I don't know how true that is. If she's released right now, it's like people are saying she's removed from the internal WWE roster. Then she was on a survey for the current SmackDown Women's Division roster. So honestly, it's like, who do you believe now at this point? But like
The
before Vince retired, I'm sure like
or
Sasha was
news
probably
is
gonna probably had her contract expired at the beginning of next year, because I think it was reported that Sasha would have like she would not be wrestling for the rest of the year, and she would wrestle again at the beginning of next year. I think I heard.
maybe if she doesn't end up in AEW, because you never know what happens these days. I don't think she'll go there yet. I think she might have a few independent performances after towards January. But who says that Triple H doesn't re-sign her in January and bring her back in time for the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, we could see Sasha in the Rumble. That's possible. I didn't even think of that. Or I mean, that's it. It's like I didn't even think of that, because like, well, Vince McMahon gone now. That's possible.
Yeah, well, what if
Very
Triple H?
possible now.
So,
You don't think Triple H? You don't think Triple H wants her back? Oh, he'll
yeah,
want her back.
we can see her in WWE.
And Triple H is not going to let talent just walk either.
I think just before the Royal Rumble, what if he tells her that you're gonna be the star of the division, you're gonna be the main star, and
Or
she comes back
possibly
to
enter
this
the
double.
Rumble and possibly win the whole thing. Like
Yeah,
she
and
should have, like Sasha should have won the Rumble this past January instead of Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, I think that look, in her first run, she was okay, but I
Yeah.
think I don't have problem with her, but the way they overbooked her, overexposed her, had her cut these terrible promos, that's
The
not
feud
Ronda's
with Charlotte was terrible.
both of them. I think that's not their fault, both of them. I think it's the way the script writers write it for them. I think with Ronda, she should only show up in the big four pay-per-views or like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, these types of shows. And she shouldn't be overexposed. I think they should give her the freedom to cut the promo the way she wants and not sound like a robot every week reading off a script.
Yeah. And turn Ronda Rousey heel while you're at it as well. She sucks as a baby
Bad.
face.
I think it's
It's
the way they
terrible
book
as a baby
is bad.
face.
I don't think Ronda is bad.
You don't think Ronda's bad?
It's the way they booked her that's bad. She's not bad because in her first run she was decent.
Yeah. Yeah, right now she's just going through the motions. She was not like that in 2018 when she was on Monday Night Raw, when she was Raw Women's Champion.
Yep. When she
I
lost
mean,
it.
the 2018 Ronda would eat this current Ronda alive.
And by the way, please give me back Babyface Becky. I can't handle this heel run anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I understand Becky wanted to try this heel thing last year with SummerSlam, and I mean, I understand wanting to try to get it to work, but it's not working out. She works so much better. Becky Lynch works so much better as a babyface than as a heel.
Plus,
Her Becky Lynch as a heel is just cringe.
since her,
It's bad.
she still has that her theme music is made for a babyface. That theme music is something the crowd sings to. Like
Yeah,
that's not heel music at all. The theme music matters, and that's not a heel song at all.
I'm hoping with SummerSlam, Bianca Belair does retain against Becky Lynch at SummerSlam next week in Nashville, and I'm hoping after that Becky Lynch slowly starts to turn back babyface. I'm
What I want
hoping.
to see at SummerSlam is by Bianca retains, Becky shakes hands with Bianca and just raises her hand and goes back to being a face.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
because Bianca Belair beats Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. There's no reason for another match between the two. It's over.
Yep. I think Bianca should retain and Becky should shake her hand and the same way Ronda did to Liv at Money in the Bank. just shake her hand and raise her hand and go back to being a face because she herself should see that this heel run is not working for me. She's not like her husband or her fiance Seth. Seth is good as both face and heel, but his wife is not like that.
Exactly. Speaking with Liv Morgan, with Vince McMahon now retired and Stephanie McMahon now in charge, week the stars that like people that are worried about some stars getting a proper push. Liv
Yeah.
Morgan could probably get a decent reign now with that SmackDown Women's title. Probably.
When she first won it, on my Twitter, I was happy about it. When she won the title, I was like, this is good. The WWE did a good job here. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I did say that Charlotte will come back and take the title. With Vince gone, I think Liv might just hold on a little bit longer. And
You think Charlotte will now have to play ball? If
I
Stephanie and Triple H want Liv Morgan to have a decent reign with the SmackDown Women's title,
forgot who's Liv facing at SummerSlam again.
Liv Morgan's facing Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam.
I forgot. I think she retains there. Um, and I think I don't
No reason for Ronda
sh-
to win.
no. If Ronda wins, that's a mistake. But at the same time, you have to look at it. Ronda is much stronger than Liv, so I don't think it will look legit if Liv beats Ronda, but I think she has to. But you get my point?
Yeah. So I mean, so if Liv retains, how do you have her retain though?
Yeah, because like Ronda Rousey,
If
a
you want Liv
former
Morgan to have a decent reign with the SmackDown Women's Championship.
like Ronda is a former MMA champion. Like she's way stronger, but maybe you do. I don't want to see a fuck finish or something like that. So how do you have her retain? You can't. It won't look legit if Liv beats Ronda clean.
Yeah. I don't know what they do, man. But they got. I mean, unless they give both ladies a competitive match and both looks good instead of handcuffing them, unless they do that, I don't know what else you could do
Because I want
to
Liv to hold
to,
that
to
title
have
until
Liv
please.
to have Liv Morgan look good and Ronda Rousey look good. If you want Liv to have a decent reign, and if you want to make Ronda look good and look strong instead of her looking weak.
I don't want to see Charlotte on TV, but I think she will be the
They
one to
don't
face.
even need Charlotte on the SmackDown Women's division anymore.
Yeah, but because
They're
of
just
Vince,
fine without her.
because of Vince, the division, there's no depth in the division. Like who's gonna come after Ronda to
Yeah,
live?
exactly.
There's no depth there. That's
No.
something Stephanie needs to Stephanie and Triple H need to fix. There's no depth in the division.
You think Charlotte's gonna have to play by Stephanie and Triple H's rules? Like what? Like if Charlotte, like let me ask you this, Darwish. If
Hmm.
Charlotte Flair wants to be selfish and wants to bury Liv Morgan, if Triple H and Stephanie want Liv Morgan to have a decent like push with the SmackDown Women's title, if Charlotte Flair wants to bury Liv Morgan's push, do you think Stephanie and Triple H, if they want Liv Morgan to have a decent run, and Charlotte wants to bury Liv Morgan in a run, do you think Charlotte's gonna have to play ball and play by Stephanie and Triple H's rules? Do you think like Charlotte's selfish no is gonna come back at it
I think
by Stephanie and Triple H saying, Charlotte, I don't think that's gonna work. I think Liv Morgan should have a decent run. Do you think that could happen if
I
that's the case?
I think Triple H is someone who would tell her that, but if she
Do
doesn't
you think Triple H will put her in her place?
look, um, I think Charlotte likes Triple H as a person because in NXT he's the one that brought them in. She
Yeah.
should listen to him because she is a good performer, but she is nowhere near the good debate everyone puts her in.
Yeah,
So
Charlotte's a good wrestler. She's athletic, but she's not the best in the world.
yeah. So what I think is Triple H would tell her what you said. Liv, I want to, if booked right, I want to see Liv as champion until at least after Survivor Series in November.
Yeah, like if Charlotte wants to bury somebody, Triple H
I
could
think
come in,
I don't
could
mind
like,
seeing
and
Charlotte.
Triple H is not like there's nothing like Vince. If Charlotte wants to selfishly bury somebody, Triple H could step in and say, Charlotte, I don't think that's a good idea if you burying this one's push. I think we need to think this through.
Yeah.
Like Triple H is not a yes man. Things don't make sense. Triple H is going to combat and challenge and argue and
Look,
come and say, hey, listen, this doesn't make sense here. We need to do something else instead.
my issue with Charlotte was too many title reigns, but I think now with Triple H and Stephanie running the show, I don't mind seeing her as champion, but only when it makes sense and if it's right to do it. Not just winning for the sake of it.
Exactly. And Triple H is not a stupid person either. He's not a dummy. Like, he knows what makes sense. He knows what's gonna work. He knows what's not gonna work. He knows what the fans want. He knows what storylines are gonna work. Who's gonna play the right role? Who's like which ones are gonna play a certain role the right way. Like someone
Oh,
in this role that makes sense or not. Triple H is smart. He's very
I
smart.
heard that we might have Bailey coming back after SummerSlam, so that could be a good match
And I
for
heard a report she's actually scheduled to be at SummerSlam.
her. But I expected her to be back like a month ago. It seems like the injury is much more serious than it seems.
Probably.
Because
Or
why
maybe
hasn't
she's
she been back
cleared
yet?
yet. Who knows? Anyone's guess.
So maybe Bailey after, and I wouldn't mind seeing like Bailey losing to Liv is not a bad idea because if you want Liv to have a good reign, you have to have her beat some competitive performers. So I don't think Liv beating Bailey is a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea at all. And Bailey is in it for a good and better women's division. And Bailey's not someone who's gonna. And Bailey is not somebody who's gonna go out there and only put themselves over.
Exactly. So I think
Like
Bailey,
Goldberg is someone who was selfish and who would only put themselves over. Bailey is absolutely nothing like that. Same thing with a John Cena, a Daniel Bryan, a Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, people like them, Sasha Banks. People like them are very selfless and actually care about what they're doing. They're not those type of people who are only in it for themselves and themselves only.
exactly. So I think Bailey would be someone that would be okay with putting over Liv Morgan after SummerSlam. If of course Liv even makes it out of SummerSlam champion, because who knows, maybe Ronda could win that. Although I don't want that to happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Liv's gonna retain at SummerSlam.
Ronda beating Liv would be a terrible idea, but I hope that's not the case.
How about
Because Liv Morgan is someone who's actually gotten better. She has come a long way. She does actually try and get better.
whoever follows me on Twitter knows I've been a Liv Morgan fan for a long time, way before Money in the Bank.
Yeah, like she was signed into WWE to the NXT brand in like 2014, I believe. The summer of 2014, she was signed, and then she was called up to the main roster in November 2017. She was called up with Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan with the Riot Squad, and then
I
she
was
was
actually
split up
surprised
from the Riot
I
Squad in
actually
2019 with the shakeup, and she was
the
moved to
right
SmackDown
squad
by
was
herself.
randomly formed, but I actually enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, but at the same time, remember when we had like the right squad against Sasha, and that's those 6 woman tags every week.
Yeah, every week on Raw in 2018. That yeah, rinse, repeat.
But I was a fan of the group, but the way they booked them was too like repetitive. But the
They
group
they
wasn't
could
bad.
they could they could have been something actually if they were booked right, but they didn't book them right in 2018 on Raw.
See Ruby Soho coming back in the future.
Yeah, yeah, I can see Ruby Soho / Ruby Wright, whatever you want to call her. I do think she's signed. I don't know when her AEW contract is up, but I can see her. But now with Vince gone, I do see her going back to WWE. I do think that happens
I don't think
whenever her AEW
trying to let
contract
everyone
expires.
see
Like I don't know if her contract expires next year or in September 2024 because she debuted at All Out last September, but I mean, even Ruby Soho, she's not buried in AEW, not by any means, but she could be used a lot better over there.
she's in a good story right now with this Kingston Jericho stuff. That was a good story. She was in something good. That's a good storyline and to put her in.
Yeah, I'm very glad she's part of that because if you remember the first TBS show on Dynamite this past January, she lost to Jade Cargill for the inaugural TBS championship when Ruby should have won. Then the women's Owen
I,
Cup this year, Double or
yeah,
Nothing.
but
Ruby against Britt Baker when Britt didn't need to win. But I am glad Ruby's in something right now.
I did not criticize that decision way too much because I think Jade is also gotten better.
What?
I know I'm saying that everyone hated on that decision, but I did not hate on it that much because I think Jade has also improved a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
that I do.
wasn't
Yeah,
as bad
that
as
I do
people made
agree on. Yes, I do
Cargo
agree on that.
as well.
Yes, Jerry Cargo, I do agree, has gotten better.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that was a very bad decision. But now she's in a good storyline with Kingston Jericho.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Jericho with the Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I do agree that she's in something meaningful right now,
That
which I'm glad she is. She's just too good to be wasted.
I think she will be AEW Women's Champion, but not now. Maybe soon.
Yeah, whatever she wants to do as well. But but I mean, it's open season, anyone's ball game right now at this point.
I do think at the same time, while we see AEW stars move to WWE, we're also gonna see, even with Triple H there, maybe some stars from WWE go to AEW as well.
Yeah, it could be from WWE to AEW, from WWE to AEW, AEW to WWE. We could see like trade things back and forth, trade stars back and forth.
Because I don't think Tony Khan hates WWE.
No, I don't think he hates them
Because
whatsoever. No, he doesn't hate them at all.
he's just running his own company, and
Like
I don't think that
some people
Tony
think,
Khan
oh, he never
hates.
mentions WWE and he always talks about AEW. Some people think, oh, he's hating on WWE. No, that's not true.
Because if he did hate them, we wouldn't have seen Bryan and Jericho on that John Cena video a few weeks ago.
Tony Khan could have easily said, no, I don't want them on on your show, like talking about John Cena. Tony Khan could have easily said that, but he didn't. He didn't.
So I think Triple
And
H and
I had Big
or
Show appear,
Stephanie,
Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and I think on YouTube it got a lot of views, especially with Jericho and Bryan, with
yeah. Now
both
I
Daniel
think we'll
Bryan
have,
and Chris Jericho and the Big Show.
I do think in 2023 or 24 we're gonna see Triple H and Tony Khan or Stephanie and Tony Khan have a handshake agreement, and I think we're gonna get a Forbidden Door show between them in the next 2 years.
If that happens, I'd love that. Later on down the road when the time is right. You got to get rid of Bruce Pritchard though. But
Yeah, I'm saying
a Forbidden
I
Door thing
said
with
it might
WWE and
happen.
AEW, I'd love that.
I think it's gonna happen in the next 2 years, not
And
2022,
Stephanie
obviously.
McMahon, believe it or not, she has actually acknowledged AEW as legit competition.
Yeah, she has.
Same thing with Triple H. Like he
I
didn't
think
like remember the Wednesday Night Wars, the fake Wednesday Night Wars with NXT and AEW. Triple H didn't even want to compete with AEW. He didn't want to
I,
compete with them. He didn't want to try and put them out of business.
and I don't think he wanted when AEW was first announced. You remember when Vince immediately moved NXT to the same day as AEW,
Yeah, the
Wednesday.
same day and same time slot.
To,
That was not Triple H's idea.
he didn't want that. I
No,
think,
that was
yeah,
all a Vince move written all over it. That was all a Vince McMahon move.
yeah,
I guarantee you, if you talk to Triple H in private room, and I'm sure he'd tell you, I don't want to compete with AEW at all. I want to have my own show, NXT, on a different night, not on Wednesday. That Dynamite's on.
exactly. So now I think that the shows will get better. It's gonna take time, but they are gonna get better. And when they get better, ratings will
If you
start.
watched SmackDown last night, it wasn't really that good last night. It sucked.
Like I don't watch SmackDown every week because it's nothing. Like if I miss SmackDown 1 week, I don't miss anything important because the show's terrible. Raw is also terrible. Raw, I watch Raw every week, but SmackDown, I do miss a show here and there. And when I look up what happened when I miss the show, it's nothing. I don't miss anything important
Yeah, but now with Vince McMahon gone, that could change, and that's going to be over time, but it will get there.
because SmackDown is worse than Raw overall.
Just look at SmackDown's roster, man. It's so weak and pathetic. Their roster needs all the help they can get at this point with
Like
SmackDown.
there is no depth, and it's
No,
the same show every week.
they got shafted last year in the draft, and then the loss of Jeff Hardy, Tony Storm, Cesaro. Like,
Oh, by the way, Cesaro is the new Ring of Honor world champion.
I did see that on Twitter. Apparently, Ring of Honor death
I'll
before the
watch it
Sonata tonight
tomorrow.
on pay-per-view. Apparently, Jonathan Gresham and Cesaro or Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor world title. Apparently, that kicked off Ring of Honor death before the Sonata tonight on pay-per-view. Apparently, Claudio/Cesaro won the Ring of Honor world title. His first world title win in
See,
his career.
he's been in WWE because of Vince. He's been in WWE for more, I think, just more than a decade.
Oh,
As
actually, yeah, at least a decade, almost a decade, actually.
as soon as he leaves, he's already world champion now.
Now, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are not to blame for Cesaro being underutilized and giving a fuck you to WWE kind of a thing. Triple H and Stephanie had nothing to do with that. That was all Vince McMahon.
So yeah, I'm happy for Claudio. He's one of the people I
Yeah,
don't see him, but I don't see him
very
going.
well deserved. And only I think he's 40 too.
He's like
And I think he's 40 as well. Not 40, not the number age 42, but 40. Sorry to confuse everybody for that. So, but yeah, Cesaro's like 40 years old, and look what he's doing. He's not old at all. And that's another thing. Triple
I don't
H,
age
like
man.
Vince McMahon, saying Vince McMahon, oh, age matters. Triple H, like he's the guy that thinks age doesn't matter as long as you can still go in the ring.
So yeah, professional wrestling is not like other sports. It's not like soccer or the NFL because I don't think in professional wrestling age matters as much. Because look at Jericho. Jericho is almost 50, and look at him. There
Yeah,
are many performers out there in great.
Rey
Finn
Mysterio's nearing
Balor.
50. Look what he's doing.
Finn Balor. I think Judgment Day is boring, but look at him. He's 40, 41, and he's already still going well.
AJ Styles 45. Look what he's doing. Randy Orton's 40. He doesn't look or move like 40 at all. At all. Look
So
at Billy Gunn and
age, I think,
Sting in AEW. Billy Gunn's nearing 60. Sting is like in his early 60s. Look what they're doing in AEW right now.
is doing something I don't see any 60-year-old doing. Like he's jumping off stuff that he shouldn't be jumping off of at that
Yeah.
age.
It just goes to show
And
you that age is just a number. As like it doesn't matter how old you are. It does not matter how old you are. Age doesn't matter. As long as you can still keep up in that ring, then I could care less how old you are. But if you can't keep up anymore
and look at
and if you lost several
Edge,
steps, then that's a different story.
Edge, who's my favorite professional wrestler of all time, is 48, and look at him. He still has a good 4 years left in him, in my opinion. Edge can
He
still
and
go
he,
for
and he
another
looks
4 years
great for his
genuinely.
age too.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle, and Cody Rhodes, they're in their late 30s. Look what they're doing.
No, yeah, no, these guys are still young. I think 30, 35 years, you're still young.
Now people like Jeff Hardy though, 45 almost. I think he could still go, but then again, it's like his body has been banged up for years.
I don't want to talk about Jeff Hardy much because of what's happening with him now, but I love
Yeah,
him, but
yeah,
I
with
don't think he's gonna go any
apparently
longer
driving without a
than what he's doing.
license and with the DUI stuff and him needing to get his act together.
That stuff, I don't see him staying for long. I think Jeff's gonna retire soon, very soon, in my opinion.
I mean, I love Jeff Hardy,
And
but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Cage, for example, as well. Look at him.
Yeah, people like Big Show, Goldberg, people like them are not able to still keep up.
Yeah.
Like, look at Big
Look at
Show.
them. They're getting
Like,
slow.
like Big Show, the guy can barely walk.
Paul White he's helping talent backstage in AEW, which is good because he is
Yeah,
experienced.
yeah. Kurt Angle, the guy can barely walk as well.
Yeah, the main point in this is that if you see Triple H pushing stars that are up there in age, it's because they can still go. If he thinks that they cannot still go, they cannot still go. But I think he is
Yeah,
gonna
Triple
be
H
pushing
will
stars at
push the right talent regardless of age. Triple H doesn't care how old you are. As long as you can still go, doesn't matter how old you are.
yeah. Samoa Joe was 40 in WWE and he was getting a push on NXT.
Yeah, he was NXT champion. Nakamura is late 30s, and the push he got in NXT when he was NXT champion too. Bobby Roode, when he was NXT champion, he was like what, like nearing like 40 years of age. And look what happened with Bobby Roode in NXT. He was the NXT champion.
Exactly. Bobby Roode is someone I want to see get pushed now. Bring him back as the glorious one. since Dolph Ziggler is now going on
Either
a
send him
singles
back
run
down to
with
NXT or
Dolph,
actually push him as a legit solo act on Raw or SmackDown.
like Dolph is now on a singles run. So if that's the case, bring back Bobby Roode as the glorious one and bring him back as a heel, please.
Yeah. Speaking of Dolph, now with Vince gone, Dolph could probably be pushed more
Because yeah,
serious now. People could probably start caring about him again, like they were in 2016
there's
when he
some
feuded with
I
The
really
Miz.
want to
Remember
see.
The Miz and Dolph Ziggler from No Mercy 2016 over the IC title. Remember
Yeah,
that
that was some great shit.
when Ziggler put his career on the line and he won the championship. It was great.
Yep.
It was great stuff. Miz in 2016 when he was Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown Live was doing the best work of his career. Now he's just a dead act. It's sad.
There is a name out there I want to see in WWE, and that's Will Ospreay.
You would like to see Will Ospreay go to WWE? I mean, that's possible. Now it's Vince McMahon gone. I don't know when his contract
I
runs out, but him
before
possibly signing with WWE, it's
before
possible. I mean, I don't know if he really goes there, but the possibility's there. He may
he
even give
just
him a
signed with,
second look.
because I see Will Ospreay someone that can have a very good career in WWE if booked right, and I think he would be booked right if he goes there.
Yeah, not just people like Will Ospreay, Okada, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, Young Bucks, people from AEW. They're top stars that I'm sure Triple H will keep his eye on.
I don't think Kenny Omega will ever. I think Kenny Omega. I think he's one of these AEW lifers. I don't see him leaving anytime.
Yeah. I mean, I know he has a
Like I don't
contract
think
coming up next year, but I'm sure Tony Khan can't afford to lose him.
Tony Khan will send his big stars. Like I think he would let people leave, but not the main eventers
I
that
mean,
he has.
Kenny Omega going to WWE would be huge, but Tony Khan would look very foolish to just let Kenny walk, like he let Cody walk. Though when Adam Cole and CM Punk and Bryan Danielson came in late last year, that did kind of push Cody down the card, and then it's like came to a point where AEW didn't really need Cody Rhodes anymore. So Tony Khan allowed Cody Rhodes to walk when he could have re-signed him. But I think Tony Khan would look very foolish if he just let Kenny walk. If we just let Kenny Omega just walk, and I don't think Tony Khan can afford to let him walk like that.
Exactly. I think Keith Lee and these mid carders might go back. No, I won't say mid
I
carders,
say
but
it's Swerve Scott too. I could see it too.
ones
Not
below
just
the
Keith
main
Lee.
event would go. I would like to see Evan Bourne, aka Matt Sydal, go back.
Yes, I remember him with Air Boom with Kofi Kingston. I remember him in ECW. I remember it very well, man. He was very underrated.
I would take him back there. I don't think he's doing much in AEW, so I think he's someone that should go back.
What about him going there along? I think with his brother, uh, the Sydal brothers. Did he
Yeah,
put them in NXT?
so I was a big Evan Bourne fan when he was in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was a very.
What other stars in AEW currently that are not being utilized right? Gosh, John Silver, the Dark Order.
I don't think that's AEW's fault. I think Brody Lee's death affected their plans because he was the
Yeah,
main
very
leader.
sadly, and he went way too soon as well.
How about Anna Jay coming into the women's division?
I could see that. I could see that.
Like, I
And
would
she's
like
not
to
bad.
see, but I don't think
She's not
take
bad. Anna
time.
Jay's not bad at all.
Anna Jay is someone I would like to see there. Or also Ty Conti, but I don't think Ty Conti will leave. I think she's gonna stay with her husband or her fiance. But Anna Jay would be
I don't
great
know.
in this division.
Yeah. What else could I see? Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston. I don't know.
I think Darby is AEW lifer. I see him as a AEW lifer.
Eddie Kingston, the same thing, probably.
Eddie. The thing is, I don't see much difference between Eddie Kingston and Kevin Owens. Like they're very similar, so I don't
Yeah,
think Eddie should come because Kevin Owens is just like Eddie Kingston. I think they're very similar. So I think WWE has their own Eddie Kingston already. I think they should just utilize him right, which I think will happen now.
probably the same thing with Will Hobbs because he almost looks like Big E. I don't
Uh,
know.
Oh.
So many other guys there. Lucha Bros, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix can easily, if booked right, Ray Phoenix can.
And
This
you know, and you have Rey Mysterio, Ray Phoenix. Rey Mysterio is not gonna wrestle and be there forever. When Rey Mysterio eventually retires, you want another Rey in WWE, enter Ray
yeah, I,
Phoenix.
yeah, I'm a big fan. I haven't seen him have a bad match. I think Ray Phoenix, if he went to WWE and was booked right, this guy can be just as good as Rey Mysterio was in his prime.
If not better. And that's no disrespect to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Ray is one of the greatest of all time, but Ray
Not
Mysterio is one of the greatest of all time, but Ray Phoenix is very good. I've watched them live in Poughkeepsie, New York. It was like a Northeast wrestling show. It was early November 2018. It was sitting there front row. It was a main event match between Ray Phoenix and Kenny Omega. The match was so good. Like a
Mhm.
near 5-star match. The match was that fucking good. And so Ray Phoenix is very, very talented.
He is.
Definitely one of my favorites from AEW.
He's
And
phenomenal.
Pentagon Jr. is no slouch either.
Yeah, but they're both great. Pentagon is known for his Lucha Underground days. He's amazing.
We could see Rusev go back. We could see Neville go back.
I don't think Rusev will go back, honestly, but we'll see.
Yeah. Others going back. Others going there. Orange Cassidy, who's very popular. Chris Statlander. Nyla Rose. She has the look. Riho. Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa. Toni Storm. And she's a Triple H girl.
Toni Storm, she
Yeah.
left on very, very bad terms, by the way.
Yeah. Vince is the reason why she left.
They're embarrassed her. I think she'd go back. I think Toni will go back.
Yeah. Whenever her AEW contract is up, she'll go back. I can see her going back. So many others. Samoa Joe, William Regal. Regal should have never been fired from the start at the end of this year. Same thing with Samoa Joe. He was fired twice within less than a year. You don't think Triple H was pissed when he found that out?
He was.
Yeah. You don't think Triple H wants them back? He'll want them back whenever their AEW deals expire. You don't think you'll get on the phone with them when they're free agents?
He will, definitely, because these are people he didn't want to leave.
And William Regal and Samoa Joe were part of Triple H's black and gold team when Triple H was removed for the 2.0 crap, and then right after Braun Breaker beat Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT title, and then with William Regal getting released, Samoa Joe getting released, that was Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard wanting to get right back at Triple H because of Bruce's and Vince's pettiness. That was all Vince and Bruce move when they fired Regal and Joe. That was all Vince and Bruce. Triple H had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, William Regal should not. I don't think he wanted to leave either.
Regal never wanted to. I'm sure Regal never wanted to leave. He wanted to stay. And not just Regal, many others that were foolishly released last year. I'm sure most of them wanted to stay. They didn't want to leave. Vince forced them out. And now Vince is gone. John Morrison, who was foolishly released. Tegan Knox as well. Dakota Kai. She could have been something. Dexter Loomis could have been something. Bronson Reed. Remember when Bronson Reed was foolishly released last August?
I wasn't aware of Dexter Loomis.
When he was released, that was mind-boggling that he got cut last year. He should have. That release made no sense at all.
I wasn't aware of the Dexter Loomis release, by the way.
Oh, you weren't? Oh, what? Come on there, Darwish. Come on. But I'll cut you some slack.
I haven't watched NXT in a very long time. I don't watch the show at all. I don't care about it.
Yeah. They have this like NIL program just wanting to sign NIL athletes. Though I did read a report with SummerSlam week next week that Triple H is apparently bringing indie guys back to the tryouts to try and sign the indie talent to WWE again. When there was a report last year that said no more hiring indie vanilla midgets, and they wanted to sign just college athletes with no wrestling experience. That's what moved Triple H from power, because Triple H hiring indie guys, girls with black and gold. That's what Triple H with NXT. That's what made it.
Yeah, exactly. Since it was called 2.0, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this anymore. I watched one 2.0 show. I was like, I can't watch. This is not NXT. So like, I
2.0
don't
is
kind
just very character driven, like Lash Legend and all this other crap. Zion Quinn. There's some things to like about it, but the majority of it is just like it's just bad. There are some things to like about it though, like Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller. There's Solo Sikoa. There's Nikita Lyons. There's Tiffany Stratton, who's gotten better.
Dexter was released in May, so not so long ago, 3 months ago. So
Yeah. Toxic Attraction, I'm not a fan of an NXT at all. Cora Jade is not good. Roxy/Roxanne Perez is very good. Nathan Frazier's down there. Jordan Devlin is now there as JD McDonough. Cameron Grimes is down there. Joe Gacy, Zach Gibson, and James Drake, Schism, who are now both paired with Joe Gacy. I mean, there's some things to like about NXT 2.0, but the majority of it is like it's unwatchable. It's unwatchable. You can't watch it, and it just turns people away, and I don't blame them. There was nothing to change of Triple H. There was nothing to change of Triple H's black and gold version of NXT. There was nothing to change of it. You know, there's a saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Nothing needed to be changed with Triple H's NXT. Nothing.
I haven't watched it in like 4 months. I just watch Ross. I watch Raw and AEW every week, and SmackDown mainly every week, but I do miss a show here and there, but it's nothing important.
Yeah. Now it's Vince McMahon gone. Could you see Triple H getting back NXT? I mean, not going to be overnight, but could you possibly see him getting it back, releasing that grip from Bruce Pritchard?
What I think Triple H, if he does get it back, he should give full control to Sean, and that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, if Triple H doesn't, I mean, if Sean does get NXT, Triple H then the main roster, Raw and SmackDown probably. But I would love to see Triple H get back NXT and give us something to enjoy on every Tuesday. Where right now there's no reason to tune in for wrestling now for Tuesdays because of 2.0 bullshit. That's unwatchable.
Would you be okay with Stephanie staying as CEO?
What?
Would you be okay with Stephanie staying as the CEO?
Yeah, like I now the report is like Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon are co-CEOs. Some people like nothing's gonna change or nothing will come of change or nothing will change. All Nick Khan's there, like not like shit won't change. Like Stephanie, like they both may be co-CEOs, but Stephanie's the chairwoman and chairwoman, and it's not Nick Khan, and Nick Khan has to answer now to Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, I don't mind Stephanie staying as chairwoman as long as she's just giving Triple H the freedom to do what he wants. And Sean, I mean,
and Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are married, and it's like because Stephanie and because Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are both married, it's like Triple H wants something. You think Stephanie's gonna turn him down, or do you think she's gonna give him what he wants?
yeah, as long as she does that, I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem with Stephanie.
And Stephanie and Stephanie is absolutely nothing like Vince. She actually, just like Triple H, Stephanie actually cares. Like Stephanie has advocated for women's evolution. She's been like the spokesperson for the Be a Star anti-bullying campaign, you know, and for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She was like the spokesperson for that. So she cares about the fans. She does care.
Yep. Yeah,
and Stephanie now in charge, how the NXT women's division was before Triple H got removed. NXT women's division was must see down in NXT under the black and gold stuff. And then it changed before it changed to 2.0, and now it's Stephanie in charge. She could usher back in before the 2.0 stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, or if not that, at least a hybrid of both, like a mix of both 2.0 and black and gold, and that would work too. Like a mixture of college athletes and indie wrestlers. I think that work. That's if you don't completely go back to black and gold. If not that, then a hybrid of both 2.0 and black and gold, and it would work.
And
You have college athletes and indie wrestlers on the NXT roster. Not just NIL athletes on your NXT roster who can't wrestle.
yeah,
Like the NIL program, and it's a failure anyways. How many people are really going to make it out of the NIL program and be your next Batista or John Cena or Randy Orton? Guys like Orton, Cena, Batista, people like Batista, Orton, and Cena, that's a once in a lifetime thing. You will never find another Randy Orton, Cena, or Batista ever again.
yeah, exactly.
To find somebody like that again is very, very hard to do.
Maybe that's it.
Like, look at Parker Bordeaux. He was part of NIL, and they cut him because they felt like he wasn't progressing good or well enough or fast enough, and they just fired him.
Yeah.
And now he's in AEW and in the Indies. You don't think WWE's going to want him back? And if he goes back, that's going to make a complete mockery out of the NIL program. It's going to expose it as a crock of shit, which it is a crock of shit anyways, the NIL program.
Parker Bordeaux, I think, deserved more chances.
Yeah, people were calling him the next coming of Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman spoke very highly of him. Jim Ross, I even heard, likes Parker Bordeaux as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
If Ross likes you, you're definitely good. And Paul as well.
yeah. But with Stephanie now in charge, Triple H could possibly get back NXT, releasing that group from Bruce Pritchard. Speaking of Bruce, he may still be part of the creative department right now, but he won't be there for long. He's not safe. Another guy who's not safe, and I read a report last night before SmackDown, that Kevin Dunn's days in WWE could be numbered now. Vince gone. Kevin Dunn, the Beaver. Yeah, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble.
I think he'll be gone by November.
You don't think he'll be gone soon? I mean, Vince, when he was there, he was like Kevin Dunn's shield. Now Vince is gone. He's not in charge anymore. You do realize Kevin Dunn he's in hiding mode right now. He knows he's not safe.
I think it'll take time before they're all gone. I think it'll take just a bit of time before they're all gone.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before all of Vince's yes men are gone and fired.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Kevin Dunn, and I've heard stories that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon don't like Kevin Dunn, and that Kevin Dunn's afraid of both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And I've heard stories, and I've heard people say that when Vince McMahon retires and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon take over, that Kevin Dunn would be the first to go, or one of the first people to go.
Yeah, I think they will be gone. But I think
and honestly, that is factual.
It's not gonna happen immediately.
I believe that.
It's gonna happen, but it takes time.
I mean, look at Jim Cornette. If you've watched his videos, he hates Kevin Dunn. He hates Kevin Dunn.
No one likes him.
Nope. Jim Cornette can't stand him. There's I even heard one time where Jim Cornette actually made Kevin Dunn cry and pulled him across the table years ago in the 90s. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's still on YouTube if you haven't checked it out, guys. It's a hilarious. Highly recommend checking that out. It's great. I've watched it a bunch of times. It's so freaking funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. Kevin Dunn, and he hates wrestling. He is the executive producer of WWE, but he hates pro wrestling. He's only there because the only reason he's there. The only reason he's there is for the paycheck.
Yeah, definitely.
There was actually a little fact in 2015. He actually made more money than Vince McMahon himself.
Oh my God.
And you know the story where remember years ago where Kevin Dunn called Kevin Owens fat? Years ago.
I remember that.
He was calling him fat. He was calling him a fat slob. He said, or what the report one time he didn't like Becky Lynch's accent.
Look, he's such an idiot, bro. He's an asshole.
And he knows nothing about wrestling, and he hates wrestling to begin with. He hates the indies. He hates anything outside of WWE. He doesn't like wrestling in general at all. He doesn't care about the fans. He
Passion.
does this 29, 39 different camera cuts, which throws people right off.
I think the thing is,
Kevin Dunn is as good as gone. Same thing with Bruce Pritchard. It's only a matter of time before they get fired. It's coming.
Kevin will go first, I think.
What?
I think Kevin Dunn will be the first to go, then Bruce.
Before Bruce, oh yeah. Give it till the end of the year, Bruce will be gone. Kevin Dunn, he doesn't have much time left at all. He's as good as fucking gone.
TikTok, they're all gone soon.
Yeah. No disrespect to Karrion Kross, his old NXT gimmick, the TikTok thing with Scarlett.
Yeah, I think this will come back. This can come back.
Yeah, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, yeah, they'll go back for sure.
If they come back, they can have this gimmick.
If Karrion Kross and Scarlett go back, which I think they will, could you see them going to Raw and actually be pushed as the top villain on Raw, like they should have been? And this time you don't have Scarlett taken away from him. You actually put her with Kross.
Scarlett will. Triple H will definitely put them together.
Yeah, they should have never been broken up from the start last year when Kross got called up to Raw last summer. Taking Scarlett away from him was a mistake. You take Scarlett away from Karrion Kross, he looks like everybody else.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
Exactly.
So I also want to talk about this apparently Vince McMahon stepping down. Glad he should have retired years ago. And with these allegations against Vince McMahon, you knew like with even more allegations against Vince, Vince had to know that it was only going to get worse and worse.
Exactly.
I even heard of a story. I read some story a while ago. Happened to see a report a while ago. Remember former WWE star and former tag team champion Paul London?
Yes.
I think didn't he used to date Ashley Massaro years ago? And by the way, Ashley Massaro, if you don't know her, former WWE diva who sadly passed away. I think when did she pass away? She passed away a couple years ago, but she sadly died. She's not alive anymore, unfortunately. But I read this report. Happened to see this report a while ago. It's from Wrestling Inc. It says something regarding Paul London talking about Vince McMahon with him harassing Ashley Massaro years ago back in the day. I think it was like 06, 07-ish or between 04, 08, something along those lines. Ashley Massaro sadly passed away in 2019, only days before her 40th birthday. So I think it said it was like on Cafe D Renee on Renee Dupree's podcast. Paul London was on there in his podcast and he talked about his reaction to Ashley's sad death. Said it took him by surprise. He said she was very friendly and bright and a sweet person. And he said she was someone who got along with everyone in the locker room. And then he talked about Vince McMahon. Apparently, years ago, Vince McMahon sexually harassed Ashley, and it's like he wanted her to come. I think it was like John Laurinaitis. I think part of it as well. He wanted Ashley to go to Vince McMahon's private jet, with Vince McMahon sexually harassing Ashley.
I think these allegations like that, the stuff you just talked about, like these rape allegations and harassment, were one of the main reasons he decided to step down eventually.
And also Kevin Dunn involved with this. Listen to this. Paul London, he called Kevin Dunn Buck to the Bucky. Yeah, no one likes Kevin Dunn.
Uh-huh.
Even Paul London knows that Kevin Dunn is an asshole.
Yeah.
Not just Jim Cornette, many others. But yeah, this report says Paul London said that in this report. Paul London said that Kevin Dunn. He said that Dunn would so this report says Paul London would say in this report that Kevin Dunn would tell Ashley that she has to fly in the private jet with Vince. Like she had to ride with Vince in this private jet. And it's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Really is, isn't it?
Vince literally exposes the old pervert who cheated on his own wife. And he's cheated on his own wife for years, a bunch of times. I heard he paid like four former women's wrestlers, like I think he paid them each $12 million or something.
The thing with him is,
Or he paid something like a $12 million thing he paid somebody.
It's
shocked. Disgusting.
I was
Vince
shocked.
literally exposes an old fucking pervert who cheated on his wife. Who literally cheated on his own wife, Linda McMahon.
For years, for more than a decade, maybe.
Like some people, Vince McMahon, jackhammer, like it was just a character. No, that was actually Vince.
Yeah.
And then like Vince would shoot, and then Vince would have like an affair, cheating on his own wife, Linda McMahon, and Vince McMahon with the sexual allegations and sexually harassing former women's wrestlers, and then Vince shooting them off as a toy to John Laurinaitis. Sexual womanizing pieces of shit are both like sexual womanizing pieces of shit are both John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon. It's absolutely fucking disgusting, Darwish. It really is.
It's embarrassing.
And I heard even other reports with even more allegations coming with this Vince McMahon hush money scandal. Vince literally had no choice but to retire. It was like if Vince would not have retired and even more stories and with this with these more stories apparently being leaked out soon, and if Vince would not have retired, do you know how bad of a look that would have gave WWE? That would have gave the company such a bad look. Vince had to retire.
True. It would have made the company a bad image.
Yeah, a very, very bad image.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even these more allegations coming, it's like in Vince McMahon digging an even bigger hole for him to impossible just a bigger hole that's impossible for Vince to get out of. You knew that it was coming. Vince had to retire. It was only a matter of time. He had no choice. He was pretty much forced out.
Exactly.
He was pretty much forced to be removed from power.
As soon as these allegations came up, I had the feeling this was coming.
And with more stories coming out, I'm wondering if it's like not just Ashley Massaro, other former women wrestlers who were there years ago. Like I'm not going to name names, but it couldn't have been just with Ashley Massaro.
Could have been with more people as well.
Yeah, who knows? But with these allegations, man, it was only the nail in the coffin for Vince.
Yeah, bro.
And some people thought, and me included, that Vince was going to survive this because he had Jerry McDevitt, but no, apparently not. Apparently this got Vince. And now Stephanie McMahon takes over.
Hopefully everything will be fine with the company now.
Paul London even said that with this Vince stuff coming out, Paul London even said he's not shocked about this whatsoever. He's not surprised. And then it's like Laurinaitis, and then it's like Ashley being paid this money to not say anything publicly bad about Vince McMahon to the public, and it's like, and Paul London even said, quote, "What does that say about you if you're protecting this 90-year-old fucking corpse with a thong 10 line just because he's a billionaire?" Quote from Paul London with this report. With Paul London speaking about Ashley Massaro, how she was sexually harassed.
Yeah, well,
disgusting.
This Ashley Massaro stuff really shocked me. Like, stuff I didn't expect. I never. I was like, "What? Is this actually true?" And then it's actually true because everyone started reporting it. So
Yeah. It, the right decision had to be made of Vince McMahon just retiring, and
exactly.
he's not there anymore. He's not even part of creative anymore. He wasn't even backstage last night. He's gone. Vince is gone.
Thank God.
Yeah. Stephanie McMahon takes over from Vince. Triple H resumes his position role of executive vice president of talent relations, replacing John Laurinaitis. Triple H even went to Twitter and said, "Proud and honored to work with the best talent in the world." With him quote tweeting this.
And
So
that's
Triple H is back in power. Stephanie McMahon taking over with Triple H. And it's ironic, and it's kind of ironic how remember CM Punk's pipe bomb promo in 2011
it's
in
all
Las
not.
Vegas on Raw. It was like before it was before Punk first seen at Money in the Bank 2011, that Raw episode in Las Vegas where CM Punk said this company that WWE would be better off. He said, "I'd like to think that this company WWE will be better when Vince McMahon's gone." And he said that WWE would be taken over by Stephanie McMahon and Triple H and the rest of Vince's family.
And that's what happened.
Now he called Stephanie McMahon CM Punk. Now he did call Stephanie McMahon the idiotic daughter and Triple H stupid son-in-law and the rest of Vince's stupid family. But I don't know if I'd say stupid with that. But Stephanie McMahon and Triple H do know what the fans want.
Yes, they do.
But like the words that Punk said, like WWE being better off when Vince McMahon's not there anymore. Punk's pipe bomb promo to this day still ran. It ran at the end of the day. It rang true.
Yep.
CM Punk was right.
Yes, he was.
WWE would be so much better when Vince McMahon would not be there anymore. And CM Punk, Phil Brooks was absolutely right.
He was visionary.
Yeah, it was like a little old crystal ball. Like he had a vision for that or envisioned it.
Yes.
I do want to talk about a couple more things as well. I also want to talk about this Brock Lesnar thing. Apparently, I don't know. I'm sure you saw it. I'm not sure if you saw it. Brock Lesnar apparently walked out before SmackDown last night before he came back, and there is a rumor that with Brock walking out before he came back last night on SmackDown that they were going to do Goldberg and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Apparently, that's not happening. Thank God. Thank God. I don't care for another Goldberg match at all. Thank God we're not getting Goldberg and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. That is a terrible idea. An absolutely fucking terrible idea. But Brock Lesnar, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think Goldberg's ever gonna come back.
Yeah, Goldberg's a disgrace. Fuck Bill Goldberg, by the way. But Brock Lesnar, apparently he walked out before SmackDown went on the air last night. When he found out that Vince McMahon retired, Brock was apparently pissed and he walked out and Brock said, quote, "If Vince is gone, I'm gone."
We might see Brock Lesnar because Vince was the one paying him the dollars.
Yeah, Lesnar pretty much had the ear of Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Pretty much, Brock lost my respect when he walked out before SmackDown last night. Pretty much exposes a Vince McMahon yes man.
Brock, I like him, but if he's gonna leave, then it won't be too.
If he's that ungrateful and selfish, if that's his attitude, then fuck Brock. If that's his attitude,
I think
you're pissed because Vince stepped down. It's like that's your attitude. He walked out unprofessional. Yet Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis, yet they had the balls to call Sasha Banks and Naomi both unprofessional. Look at Brock Lesnar. What he did was unprofessional.
I think it's unprofessional from Brock to just walk out because that will show that he's just there for the money.
Yeah. He's always been there. He's always been there for the money and the money only.
I mean, I like him, but if that's the case, then
Yeah. Yeah, I like Brock Lesnar too, but it's like he should not have acted the way he acted before SmackDown yesterday. He should not have acted the way he acted.
he should have.
He's
Yeah.
making more money than almost everyone on the current roster. He should be grateful and appreciative with the role he's in right now and the money he's making. He should be appreciative and thankful and grateful for what the company's given him when they didn't have to. And this is how he repays them.
I think Brock will be gone soon. Maybe AW, I don't know.
I do think with Roman and Brock, I do think they'll still do, I do think they'll still do the match for SummerSlam, and then after that Brock will be gone. He'll finish up the program with Roman, he'll get through the SummerSlam match, Roman will go over and Brock will be out and Brock will be pretty much gone. If that's Brock's attitude for what he did before SmackDown last night, then fuck him, then fuck Brock Lesnar. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. Get the Vince McMahon yes men, get them all out. Drain the pool, clean the slate, drain the swamp. Drain the swamps.
100%.
You know? Like people like Brock Lesnar, Kevin Dunn, Ed Koskey, Michael Hayes, get them all out. Get them all out.
I thought, especially Michael Hayes.
What?
Especially Michael Hayes.
Yeah, Michael Hayes, and I've heard stories that he's a big yes man in a shell.
Yep.
And another Vince McMahon yes man, Gerald Briscoe. Apparently, he called us all marks for us when Vince McMahon he called us marks and like he called us all marks for us being happy that Vince McMahon retired. Now I respect Vince and everything he's done for the company, but it was time for Vince to go. But it's like Gerald Briscoe calling us marks. How dare you?
We all love him and respect him, but he has to go.
Yeah. And Gerald Briscoe, there's a reason why he was one of Vince McMahon's corporate stooges with Pat Patterson during the Attitude Era. Remember that in the late 90s?
Yep.
Gerald Briscoe, he should not have said what he said. That was just stupidity. Makes me glad he's not booking the company. And I mean, I respect everything Vince has done for this company, making it the juggernaut it is today and making WrestleMania the grandest stage of them all that it is currently today. But Vince, he should have retired years ago. It was time for him to go. I wish Gerald Briscoe would understand that, but apparently not, sadly. But another thing, Darvish, I also want to talk about. Another thing, guys, I want to talk about. Did you see this also yesterday or recently, Darwish? Apparently, remember, Max Dupree and the Maximum Male Models? Apparently, Max Dupree walked out. Uh-oh. Hopefully he's still there. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to Darwish, but show must go on. But apparently Max Dupree, he walked out yesterday. He was supposed to be part of this segment with Maxine Dupree revealing with Maximum Male Models on SmackDown last night. Apparently Max Dupree walked out. He was not part of the segment at all. I don't know what's going on with him. Report that says that Max Dupree was unprofessional for walking out. No shit. When Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard renamed you from LA Knight to Max Dupree, no wonder why LA Knight was pissed. Max Dupree walking out of Maximum Male Models. I hope and pray we have Max Dupree gone and LA Knight back. Hopefully Triple H can get LA Knight back in NXT. So we'll see on that, but man can dream. So, but hopefully Max Dupree is no more, and we get LA Knight back as LA Knight, and get him back in NXT as well. Just get him out of the maximum male models. It was a fail. It's a failure. It's a flop. It's never gonna get over. It's never gonna work. And you have LA Knight in that mess. Come on, man. He deserves so much better than that. Get Max Dupree back as LA Knight. Just do it. He's much better than this maximum male models bullshit. He's worth so much more than that. Get him back as LA Knight. So we discussed Max Dupree walking out. So we discussed all that. Gone over. Look at my notes. Yeah, pretty much went over everything. I don't know what happened to Darwish, but I don't know if where he's in the area that he's in. Hopefully, it's not a. I don't know what happened to him with this area with the connection, but also wanted to talk about Vince McMahon. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to Darwish, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, might as well just end the stream right here. Vince McMahon retires. He even sent a tweet, and I read and I triple checked this on Twitter. That was like this is probably a fake. It's like no way this is real. And then I triple checked this on Twitter, Vince McMahon's tweet. And I'm like, yep, this is real. And apparently Vince McMahon tweeted on Twitter that he is officially retired, so it is real. It's not fake at all. It's not a troll whatsoever. Vince McMahon on Twitter. At 4:05 p.m. July 22nd, 2022, which was yesterday, the actual real Vince McMahon on Twitter. It's blue check marked. Vince McMahon on Twitter. At 77, time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever, together. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag thankful. Even wrote out a letter. Thanking thanking the WWE Universe and such. If I can pull it up. Let me see. I can never pull this up. Hold on, guys. Let me see here. If I can pull this up on Twitter, actually. Gosh. He mentioned about the WWE Universe and thanking them. Yeah, I can't really find the Vince McMahon letter on Twitter with him with his retirement full message retirement that he put on yesterday on Twitter. Trying to find it. Not really having the best of luck right now. I don't want to keep you guys waiting and holding, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Gosh, it's got to be in here somewhere. I'm trying to find this letter. It's got to be in here somewhere. Got to be in here somewhere, man. Emotional letter. Probably this one. Hold on. No. I don't know. I can't seem to find the letter. But Vince McMahon officially gone. He's not in charge anymore. Vince is not the boss anymore. He's not the chairman anymore. Vince McMahon retired. He steps down. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H take over. Stephanie McMahon takes over as the new CEO and chairwoman. Stephanie McMahon's now the new boss. Triple H back in power. This is a good thing and a step in the right direction. This is nothing but a good thing. Now, again, like I mentioned earlier in this live recording, because this is being pre-recorded. Tried to get this live stream on StreamYard and such. That didn't work because of audio issues. Then I tried doing Zoom to pre-record there, but I had issues with that as well. And then third attempt doing this, pre-recording this video via right here on Skype. But Vince McMahon gone, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H taking over. Triple H back in power. Stephanie McMahon, the new CEO, the new chairwoman, the new boss of WWE. So with Vince retiring and such, now I mentioned, but yeah, Vince McMahon retires. Triple H back in power. Stephanie McMahon takes over with Triple H. Now, like I mentioned earlier in this pre-recording video right here, change is not going to happen overnight. It won't. SmackDown last night was not a good show. The wrestling wise for SummerSlam next week should be good or decent, but the build for SummerSlam for next week has not been good at all. Raw this Monday, we won't get a good show. As long as Bruce Pritchard is still part of the creative there, nothing will change. It'll be like if Vince McMahon never ever retired. We just got to get Bruce out, and then it's like we can really celebrate, like for real. But like I said right here in this pre-recorded video right here on Skype, change won't happen drastically overnight. It's not going to be an overnight process, but change is coming. It will come and it will get there. WWE will go in the right direction. Change will come for the right reasons. It'll get there. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight like that. And all. It won't happen overnight whatsoever. But believe me, it will get there. I do think WWE is in the right hands with Stephanie McMahon now in charge and Triple H in charge as well. I do think WWE is in the right hands, and I do think they'll go in there, and I do think they're going in the right direction. Vince McMahon, I respect the man, I do, but it was time for him to go. And I'm sure, and I think we can all agree that Stephanie McMahon, now in charge of WWE, I'm sure WWE is now in the right hands with Stephanie. Stephanie will do that company good, along with her husband Triple H. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon will do that company good. They will. I'm not worried whatsoever. Change will come, not overnight, but change will come. And I'm sure Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are well aware of that. But I do think at the end of the day, WWE is in the right hands. They're gonna be all right. They're right in the right proper hands of both Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. And we'll see what's to come, and hopefully months from now we'll see the proper and right change. And never ever thought Vince McMahon would retire. I thought he would still be in charge until he died, like if he died in the chair. But apparently no, Vince McMahon's retired, and Stephanie McMahon and Triple H take the reins. And hopefully we see some real change within months to come. If we'll probably see some real change at the end of this year. If not the end of this year, then definitely the beginning of next year, going right into the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Seeing real change. Probably see it at the end, like probably like December 2022, like before that or around that time, we'll probably start to see real change. If not that, then January 2023 next year at the latest, going into Royal Rumble season, going into the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, going right into Road to WrestleMania season, like before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view next January. But WWE, they're in the right hands of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. I'm sure they'll be all right. I'm sure they'll be good. I'm sure they'll be okay. And Stephanie McMahon and Triple H both know what needs to be done. They care about us. They care about the fans. And that's all I gotta say on that. And again, it's like and it's like there's no way WWE can get worse with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H now in charge. No way. They have to get better. And Triple H and Stephanie, they know what needs to get done. They know there needs to be a big cleanup, and they need to start putting the right people in positions of power right now. And I'm sure they're very, very well aware of that. So this change is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. It's going to take months. It's going to take probably 4, 6, 8 months, but probably 6 months. It's going to take it is going to take a while, but it will get there. Truth is, it will get there. And I can only hope for the best for WWE, and hopefully we start seeing a better product within months to come, and I think we will, hopefully. And I think we will now that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are both in charge. Change is coming. It is coming. Not overnight, not by any means, but it will come. It's gonna take a while, but it will come. It will come. And hopefully we see better product on Raw, better product on SmackDown and NXT. I'm hoping for a better product, man. I don't want to sit here all the time and bitch and I don't want to sit here and bitch and complain. I just want a good product. I want to enjoy myself on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday watching WWE product. I just want to genuinely enjoy it. I do. I just want a good product, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. I'm definitely not the only one who feels that way. We just want a good product. That's all we ask. Just give us a good product. Just give us a good product at the end of the day. We don't want to. It's like some people. All you do is complain. All you do is complain all the time. No, we genuinely want WWE to be better. And now it's Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in charge. This is the opportunity for WWE to be better. Again, won't be overnight change, but it will come. It's gonna take time, but it will get there. And I'm sure WWE is in the right direction now. And I'm sure WWE will go in the right direction. And I'm sure WWE is in the right hands right now, and it will go in the right direction. Now that Stephanie McMahon and both Triple H are now in charge, now that Vince McMahon is not there anymore, now that Vince McMahon has officially stepped down and retired. And that is all of that, folks. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I apologize I don't know what happened to Darwish with his connection or something, but it was really great to have him back here in the channel, right here on Furious Nation. Really great to have Darwish back here again. And I thank all of you for joining me for this video right here on the channel. Make sure to hit the like on the video, subscribe as well to Furious Nation. Hit the bell for all notifications. I have officially reached 100 subscribers on YouTube, so I appreciate every single one of you for the support with me with 100,000, not with 100, with 100. Sorry, one of those days, a little brain fart, a little tired. Probably head to bed soon, but reaching 100 subscribers, I appreciate every single one of you for the support with me now at 100 subscribers. I am truly grateful, blessed, and appreciated, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you, everyone, for your support and your continued support. And and now 100 subscribers, from me to you, I say thank you very, very much. You have no idea You have no idea how much this means to me. You have no idea how much I appreciate all you guys, and thank you very, very much for me reaching 100,000 subscribers. And it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. Let's see if we can get to 150 subscribers, at least 175, 200 by the end of the year, or come the beginning of next year. Hoping for 150. That's the new goal. It's a new goal. So so hit the like. So once again, thank you every single one of you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for all notifications. It'd be greatly appreciated, all of you guys. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at FioriNick579. Follow me on Instagram at NicholasFiori2014. And follow me on Facebook at Nicholas.Fiori.31. Links will be in the description and such when this video gets uploaded to YouTube. Hopefully I can. It should be. I'm sure I can YouTube video how to get Skype video call recording thing onto YouTube. I'm sure there's a video how to do that. But links in the description. Follow Darwish on Twitter as well, and other social media platforms he has. I'll DM him on Twitter in a while for if he follows other social media. I do follow him on Twitter, so to follow Darwish on Twitter, link for that will be in the description as well. And I appreciate every single one of you for joining me and Darwish for this video right here. And once again, thank you guys so much for joining me, taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I appreciate every single one of you. I am truly blessed. Thank you guys so much for joining. And I will see you next time for more good content out here on the channel now. I didn't do a Raw review or SmackDown review or something like that this week because I was in Tampa. Now I'm back from Tampa, Florida from vacation. But next time you see me here in the channel, this Tuesday morning, Raw review for this Monday, Madison Square Garden, the 20th anniversary of Rey Mysterio. This Tuesday morning, Raw review for Raw this Monday night. Me and Adam on the channel. So look out for that this Tuesday morning. And once again, thank you guys so much for joining me. And I'll see you next time right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me and Darwish. And I will talk to you guys later. And thank you so much, you guys, and have a good night.